Guys, I have some important news for you. Welcome to another episode of the Cabin Build series. In this week's episode, we managed to do many things. We finally were able to install the kitchen and the gas stove, finish the side window, cover the interior side of the main door, and listen to this, turn the lights on for the very first time. And if that wasn't already enough, we started working on the other side of our property, where the next projects will take place.
I'm Eugenia, and this is Pepe, Aspen, and Lolita, and we are now building our new home. We have been traveling around Europe for the past year in our self-converted campervan, but looking to live a simpler life, grow our own food, and build our house led us here. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing.
What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be working in a lot of different things that we need to accomplish. There are some things that we have left because we didn't have either the material or the time to actually do it. The first one, that is the most important one, is to actually create some sort of a step in the windowsill to be able to stop the water there. Ideally, we should have done that before installing the window frame, but we didn't have the chance to do that then. We're gonna make a step of 1 centimeter, which is around 3/8 of an inch. After that, we need to give the second coat to the kitchen frame. We're gonna sand the first coat of black paint. This second coat is gonna be slightly thinner and smoother. If it's necessary to give a third one, then we will do it. Also, we need to finish the kitchen countertop. Alright, so that's the plan for today. It's a lot of work to do everything that we need and we have in the to-do list. It's gonna look fantastic.
We're gonna take this window out of the place. We then varnish the frame of the window, and when it rains a lot, it's getting water in. We're gonna take the window out. We're gonna router a piece here so it has like a step up so the water doesn't go in the house. Once it's done, we're gonna sand everything and varnish it with a couple of coats. I just finished sanding, routing and sanding the whole window frame, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting to get this nice finish. It was a complicated router job, but very happy with the results. Now we just need to clean it very well and varnish it. But right now, Eugenia is painting the kitchen. How are you doing? A lot of things going on. Virginia just finished painting the first coat of this wall. We still need to cover the screws. I know you should cover the screws before painting, but we wanted to give a fresh first coat, then cover all the screw holes, and then give a couple of coats. This is already varnished, which is looking quite well. Now I'm ready to install the faucet in the counter. She's giving the counter a very fine sanding with 1200 grit. Ooh. We install the faucet and the soap dispenser before taking the counter inside, because it's easier to access from underneath if you don't have the cabinet around. Also, I installed the overflow pipe and just missing the actual drain that will be here. We made quite some progress yesterday. Painted this black. The kitchen structure is also painted black. The counter is all sealed and finished. The sink is also finished. We installed the faucet, the soap dispenser. We gave the first coat of varnish for the window frame. Today we're gonna remove again the window and give a second coat with a light sanding in between. And also because we need to put a chain that holds the stove to the wall just in case it doesn't flip over. So today I'm gonna pull it out, make sure the connection is properly sealed, and put the chain. Also we need to finally attach the structure to the wall and the counter to the structure. If you like this cabin, remember that we have the architectural layout available in our website, with all the dimensions you will ever need to replicate this design, and also includes the whole 3D model, so you can look at it and modify it in your computer. Now I'm gonna pack the front legs, because to make the actual counter horizontal, the front legs need to raise up like a couple of mils, so I'm gonna be putting these L packings here. in order to level the top of the kitchen. To attach the counter to the structure, we were wondering either glue it together or attach it with these L's that will go screw to the structure and also screw to the counter from underneath. I think we're gonna go that way because if we glue it, then in case we need to remove the counter, then we will be stuck with it, you know, it will be very complicated to remove. So I think we're gonna put like 4 or 5 of these in different places and screw it together. The counter is already screwed to the kitchen structure and the kitchen structure is already screwed to the wall. So this piece is super solid. And now I'm gonna go and do the gas test. So we just made the pressure test. I turned the gas on, so you spray it, and if you don't see bubbles forming, then it means that the gas is not leaking, obviously. This is the hook that I was telling you guys about that we need to attach to this chain. So now we're gonna push the oven to its place and lock it with the chain. Also, I forgot to mention, the stove has a glass cover. At the beginning we thought that we will just take it off. What we're gonna do is raise the whole stove up so it does line up with the counter height. Once we are not using the stove, we could use the whole counter space, which is kind of nice for a small space. We're gonna give a second coat on the window frame, and Eugenia is taping again the edges. Now we're gonna remove this window once more and varnish it. This is what I was saying earlier. Now the glass is at the same height than the counter, so we can use, once we are not using the actual stove, we can close this glass, and it's making an extended counter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and attach this weather strip here in the bottom of on the window. So when it closes, it actually seals the whole window frame in the bottom, and on the side we're gonna add this other one, which is a little bit thinner because the gap between the window and the sides is just 3 mils. So we're gonna put this here also. That way we make sure all the water and wind stays out. We're going to be installing now the main cable for the house. For now we're just gonna connect it to the van inverter. I need to pull a cable through the conduits that we left in the structure. It's shown in a video before. We're gonna put this cable through this conduit that goes straight to the electrical area. This cable was double, so I need to fit a third one for the ground. I have now both cables here. Well, both cables. The first one is double, so I have the 3 cables here. I'm gonna go ahead and install also the ceiling light for the living room, but for that I need to cut the light off. Put this one, let's see how it goes. This is temporary because we are actually going to be making a box here to cover all these connections, but for now let's test it like this. Today we are receiving firewood that we order because we don't have enough trees in our land to burn for the whole winter. So we order 1,000 kilograms of wood, and we're gonna prepare a couple of wooden pallets over there to keep the firewood off the ground, and also not to have it in here because it's a lot of volume. Eugenia was able to finish yesterday varnishing the window frame. We gave it 3 coats and it's looking quite well. And now I'm gonna go finally and seal this edge over here with black MS glue, which is fantastic. I am very in love with this kind of glue. And here you can see the detail of the rubber seal that we put yesterday when we push in. It is very tight, which is kind of good for us to avoid having wind and water in. First I'm gonna give it a good clean with alcohol to make sure that the glue attaches to the metal. I have already finished masking all the window frame. And now I'm gonna go with this. looks like we're gonna have a few days of good weather now, so we're gonna take advantage of it and finalize putting all the plastic on the interior part of the doors and also on the inside here. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. This is the last layer of the front door assembly. If you are new here and want to know more about how this door and window assembly work and its performance, check out the episodes 15 and 11 of this build series, link in the description box. It's getting late already, but we wanted to leave this door with the locking mechanism already installed. I already put this piece, which when you open it, it locks in the bottom, and now I need to install this other piece. This last Monday, we started working on the other side of our property. As you already might know, our land is divided in two sections. a smaller one, which is where we are currently building the cabin and the vegetable garden, and a second bigger section, that is where we are going to be building our future projects, a full-sized house and a small boutique hotel. We decided to get it clean, so we can start marking the position of the buildings, and hopefully start with groundwork soon. The cabin is being a great challenge, and it is helping us to learn so many things that we will need to use in the future. Because as you can imagine, we are self-building these other projects too.